Okay, second graders, let's do art like Matisse. You're each going to make a painting that kind of looks like this one today. So first, start with your piece of paper. Write your name and your teacher's name on the back. Hold your paper a tall way on your desk. Like that. The first thing we're going to do is we need to make this shape in the center. You'll remember that's called a cylinder. We're going to try to make it in the very center of our page. To make a cylinder, you start with one of the cardboard ovals. You trace the top, trace all the way around it. And then I want you to slide it down just a few inches. Trace around the oval again. The next step is you want to connect your ovals. On the farthest end, you want to draw a straight line down on both sides. Straight line down. Straight line down. You have your cylinder. If you want to, you can erase or lightly erase this bottom line. This is the top of your fishbowl and this is the bottom. The next step we're going to do is we need to draw the table that our fishbowl is standing on. You can choose to do a circle like Matisse, or you can do another shape. But we don't want a floating fishbowl, so it needs to be standing on something, and you can give your table legs if you want. I'm going to do a square table. There's some of my legs. Now, I want to draw the fish for my fishbowl. He chose to paint 4 goldfish. You can paint 3 or 4 or 5, whatever can fit. I just want to draw some tails, some fins maybe some eyes. You don't have to put too much detail because you're going to be coloring them in with oil pastels. The most important thing is that you get the shape. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect. Just the shape of fish, so you kind of know. See, he has some mouth, some eyes, but they're just kind of long shapes. Next, I want to draw some of the other things he did in his painting, like the leaves and flowers. This is a still life painting. So anything that you fill in the background will just kind of enhance it, but the main part of the painting is the fish in the bowl. So you can really put whatever you want in the background. This is what he chose to put. Matisse put some large leaves, some smaller leaves. You see some flowers as well. It's all a part of his still life painting. So I'm going to add some of those in mine. Maybe there's a big plant behind it. These leaves are kind of shaped like hearts. There's also some pointier leaves. Maybe one of those big flowers. Just kind of coming out of anywhere. Another big heart leaf. Next, I want to start with some oil pastels. Since the main part of my painting is the goldfish, I want to start with my goldfish. I want to color them really bright gold orange colors. I'm going to push hard to make a bright color on my paper. I'm going to get that shape of the fish. Maybe put his little fin coming out, his little tail. Another fish with his tail. And one more fish. Fin coming off. One thing I like about oil pastels is that you could put a color on top of another color. I'm going to put a little yellow on them just so they get a little more gold on their orange. If I want to do some eyes, the white may or may not show up, but I can put a little eyes on there. There are my goldfish in my bowl. Some of the other things I want to do with oil pastels are the leaves. I want to really make them bright and bold. I'm going to use some bright greens. Color them in. Again, I might use more than one color on top of each other. Oh, one more big leaf over here. Maybe I want to color some of my stems. Something for my flower. Maybe a bright purple. I like that color. Maybe I'll add some more over here. Just kind of some color in the background. Something that kind of looks like flowers. Maybe a little darker purple too. I want to outline my table. Maybe I'll make it a different color. This is kind of a reddish brown. I don't need to fill it in because we're going to be using watercolor paints too. Just kind of want to make it stand out. The very last color of oil pastel I want to use is black. I don't want to use it until the end because it will smudge a lot. When I'm completely done with using my oil pastels, I pick out my black and I can trace over some details. Like, for instance, the fish eyes and mouth. I want to make them a mouth, maybe some circle eyes, and give them some little details. I might also want to trace around my fishbowl. I'm going to trace around the oval at the top. I'm going to make my straight line down on both sides and then connect them at the bottom. Again, this is a reminder of what his painting looked like. His entire page is colored in color. So we want to cover our painting in color. We're going to use watercolor paint to fill in the rest of our painting. I'm going to do my table. Kind of a purpley brown. Where you paint will not show up over the oil pastels. They won't mix. So you can kind of just go right over some of your oil pastel drawing. You don't have to worry. I'm just kind of painting fun colors. Nothing in particular in the background. Because remember, it's a still life, so there's a main focus point, which are the fish. Final part I'm going to paint is some water for my fishbowl. I want to color all around. Like like you can see through the fishbowl at the top. There is your Matisse fishbowl. Matisse.